Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Angel of Words podcast, where your stories are heard. And before we get started, I'm your host, Angel of Words. Don't forget to tap that the like button on YouTube. Subscribe. Also, follow us on all podcast platforms. Check out the new website, www.aowent.com. And if you want to leave a donation to the Angel of Words podcast, it's Cash App. AOWNYC. Now, on deck on the Angel of Words podcast, we have internet entrepreneur and host of the Lady Natalie podcast, Lady Natalie. Hello, Lady Natalie. Thank you for joining us today on the Angel of Words podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you. Pleasure to have you, man. There's a lot to talk about. You're doing internet entrepreneurship. It's like a big wave right now in society. And, doing my research, there was a lot going on. So, could you tell us what the Lady Natalie brand entails and what services you're providing out there for the public?
Okay. So the Lady Natalie brand started basically 10 years ago almost 2 years. In 2019, the ending, I decided to literally just launch my business and open a corporation. And at first, it started just with a brand to share positivity. Didn't know the direction exactly. And then pandemic hit, and I'm like, okay, but what does I Am Lady Natalie stand for? And talking to other colleagues, and they're like, your brand is there. You are I Am. And I'm like, okay. So I revamped it, and it's still a positive brand, to spread positivity. And is a community to help other entrepreneurs, find their purpose and build their brands as well.
Nice. Now, Lady Natalie, I see that you're providing coffee. There's a whole bunch of things going on. Is it a thing where you're selling things? Are you recruiting people? How does this internet entrepreneurship work? Because I know that sometimes people are like, oh, this is just a pyramid scheme. So those people that are hating and are going to troll and, are going to comment as to this is a, kind of a network marketing scheme. Could you let them know, what this is? It's not a scheme.
Definitely. I started network marketing 4 years ago. I came across this Instagram post and I kept watching it. I spent 3 years watching it on the sidelines, like many of us do probably when we see an opportunity, we're scared to jump in. I decided to go for it. It is network marketing. It's selling health and wellness products. We do have our fat burning coffee, which is what I drink every single day. It has helped me lose 25 pounds and maintain the weight off being Latina and eating all the carbs.
Okay, yes. That rice doesn't help,
Oh, my God. But my coffee helps. I've been able to maintain the weight off. So it's health and wellness. They're vegan products, so they're good for everyone, We have from skincare, weight loss, detox, everything. Pyramid scheme, that topic does come a lot, and it's just a different structure that we are not used to. If you look back and you have a 9-to-5 job, you probably start off as maybe the secretary, receptionist. There's someone always above you. Yeah. The CEO is always going to make more money than you. So it's a pyramid. Even the food is structured as a pyramid.
That's such a valid point. Wow, you're just breaking down the whole capitalistic structure. But continue.
Difference between network marketing that people feel like is a scam. A pyramid scheme and a scam is when you're recruiting people where there's no products. Health and wellness, network marketing, there is products. I am selling products. And yes, I am recruiting other people so they could start earning an income as well and, and maximize their potential. The difference between corporate America, that structure that is also a pyramid, you go to work 40 hours a week for the same pay as well as your partner, right? Let's say another coworker, 40 hours a week. You could be busting your ass,
No, it's all right. Go ahead.
You could be busting your ass, working hard those 40 hours, being on time, clocking out when they say, and the other girl is hanging out, still getting the same pay. The difference between network marketing that you could bust your ass for 1 month and your commissions check could go from $100 to $1,000 the next month, while the other girl is still sitting down on this opportunity, getting paid whatever she puts into work. With network marketing also, you will see really, you'll see the income as long as you're working. But the hard work would definitely pay off after 5 years, where that residual income is just kicking in and you're just now a little bit more relaxed.
Wow. Okay. So basically the more effort and time you put into this situation, the more you get out of it. Now, what's the commission looking like though? How does this work? How do you get into this situation and how were you able to build I Am Lady Natalie? Because from what I see, this is your thing.
Yes.
You know, so could you explain some of the details behind that and the recruitment and things of that nature? How people can actually build their own brands via internet entrepreneurship.
One is be authentic, be yourself.
Okay.
I Am Lady Natalie started 10 years ago because of what I was doing before, and I just continued and focused on building my name, and then network marketing came in. It's $99 to get started in your business, and people are like, why do I have to pay to work? No, you're not paying to work. You're starting your own business that if you go open up a whole storefront business is way more than $99. And I'm speaking from experience, from owning a pizzeria back then that started with $300,000. So starting a business for $99 is it's peanuts.
Yeah.
We go to Target.
Sounds a lot better, Yes.
How many of us go to Target to get one thing and end up with $400 later? And we don't think about it, and we don't hesitate to spend that money. But when it comes to investing in ourselves, we do hesitate, and we're like, oh no, it's a scam. We start finding many excuses.
Which doesn't make sense, right? Why does the human brain work like that? I would love to know.
It's crazy. It happens when you become an adult, because we tell our kids, go after your dreams, go after your goals. No one can tell you no.
Yeah.
And when it comes to us, it's like we're not practicing what we preach into our kids. This is mind-blowing to me.
Wow, it's deep, man. It's profound. We're getting deep with it here already, man, and we just started. Now, do you have do you speak to your public and tell them about the statistics of the return on your investment? Do you have testimonials? Is this something that you post on social media or on a YouTube channel?
I do have a YouTube channel. My girls do go live. I do have a business page for my team, and some of my girls have gone debt-free already. Like pay off all their credit cards, stay-at-home moms now, like leaving their corporate job to be stay-at-home moms. And some of them are even homeschooling. I mean, I can't do that. I don't have the patience for homeschooling, but yeah.
Wow. So people are actually making some very good income working from home and basically have more time to spend with their children, which I could imagine. I mean, there's been some people that are like, man, I need these kids to go back to school. But then there's some parents that are like, I want to cherish these moments with my children, and I would love to make income from home. So when I go online and I see these humongous like female entrepreneur Zoom meetings, I'm like, bro, I don't know what I would do with 40 people on a Zoom. I don't even know how you manage that. That's nuts. But what is something that you girls talk about,
So we talk about a lot of self-development, something I didn't even know before till I got into network marketing. And people only see the aspect of making money and growing, but there's a lot of behind this, and you do a lot of self-growth. And your mindset, the way you see things, instead of seeing the cup half full, you always got to see it instead of half empty, you always got to say half full.
Yeah.
And always see any failure or, bumps on the road. It's actually a lesson learned. God is preparing you for something better that's coming. God is closing that route because he got something better for you. And you learned that.
Wow, and that's what you girls speak up on there. Just
Definitely.
Basically like
a lot of self-growth.
Okay, a lot of self-growth, a lot of like, you're speaking of each other's issues on there. Like, are you opening up to that respect, or are you keeping it to like a business sense?
We do, but we're here to help everyone and how to, deal with a no. A no today means a yes tomorrow, or a no today means, no, I don't want to waste your time right now. Give that opportunity to somebody else.
Okay. Now, who are you getting these products from that you're selling?
I'm with It Works Global, so it's a huge company.
It Works Global.
It Works
Global. Okay.
It's been around for 20 years. It's debt free. It's Christian based, and the products are amazing.
Wow, man. I'm a big fan of churches. Like, I'm not I wouldn't say that I'm the church going type of person, but I do feel sometimes some people need Jesus in their life, or somebody, Allah. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not a church person either.
My father's side of my family is that they're devout Jehovah's Witnesses, but like they live in a great community. Their vibe is always positive. So, I like that about church when it's working the right way, the positive vibes that it instills in people. So that's, it's good to know that, or it's interesting to know that, this is a Christian-based organization that is putting these products out there. Now, these products haven't had any issues with health, with people's health or anything of that nature,
Not
right?
at all.
Okay.
If there's people that might have taken and gotten allergic reactions because they don't know what they're allergic to. So it's not like the product did it like intention or anything. Sometimes you need to go get an allergy test and know what you're allergic to.
Okay, but does the company then, when they find out people are allergic to some of the ingredients in the products, do they let you guys know, like, yo, make sure you put a disclosure on here?
All
that if
products have disclosure, and
Okay.
if you have medical health issues, we always tell everyone, consult with your doctor. Anyone does that, any supplements. You always want to consult with your doctor, see if it's okay for you to take it.
Wow, that's cool. So then you recruit people, and then do you gain like commission from the people that you're recruiting as well? Is it work
From
like that?
any sales that I make on my website, I earn commissions. Now, as those are for customers and business partners. As long as I'm teaching them how to be successful, then I also start making money. If I'm not teaching them, then I'm not making any money. We're in business to help others grow and help them reach their goals and their dreams. The reason why they said yes to an amazing opportunity, for an extra income. Like, we take it for granted, an extra $200 a month. But what can an extra $200 a month do for you just by working from your phone? I mean, you're already scrolling on social media.
Yeah.
Why not monetize it?
No, that's a fact, and I remember you speaking about that on one of your YouTube channels, that people scroll aimlessly, and then setting. Why don't you just set up like some kind of brand ambassadorship, network with a certain brand? And if you got a following, why don't try to monetize that situation? And that's the wave right now, basically in all over the world, not just here in America. And I mean, that's great that you're a part of it. Now, who helped set up your website situation, though? Is that something you're doing yourself?
I did hire a girl, and she's actually my business partner in the health
Okay.
and wellness company that we're in. She's in my team. I opened up my Shopify, and then I wanted a website where it had everything that I do, incorporated. And
Yeah.
I hired her to do it. She was like, I'm in the learning process. I said, well, I want to pay you. She was like, okay, no, you don't have to. But I said, no, I want to pay you. This is a service you're doing. If I have to go hire
Yeah.
someone else, it's probably going to be more expensive. So I did hire her to do my website. And then she taught me how to do like any edits that I want to do to my website. I just log in and do it myself.
Man, is this the first time you ever tried to develop your own type of brand?
I tried 2 other times and I failed. Or
Okay.
maybe I didn't have the passion, because when you don't have the passion for it, you're not going to go as hard. But I never gave up on my dream. I kept going, and I finally found the passion, which has been the company that helped me develop this passion, which is what it works. And then building my brand and opening my website and revamping it through pandemic, and I love it.
So do you think the pandemic really spurred your like motivation?
I've always had the motivation.
Yeah.
It just made me go even harder. Pandemic taught all of us that we need that second income, that
Yeah.
we need to
That
have
backup
that
plan.
cushion. Yes.
Wow. Now, Lady Natalie, I mean, I see that you speak to a lot of mothers too. You're a mother yourself. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of mothers out there like, yo, chill, like looking at you, dropping comments like, first of all, are you accessible? Will you answer people's DMs that have questions, or
All the
YouTube
time.
channel, like on the comments, are you that type of engaging person?
I answer to all DMs as long as they're not disrespectful.
Okay, yes. No disrespectful DMs, everybody. Please
I leave them
remember
on the
that.
unread. Like,
And I'm sure you're speaking to the men out there.
not entertaining it.
Let's keep it kosher on the DMs. But what inspired you to give these mothers motivation, though? Why is it so important for you to get at the psyche of the mom?
I'm a mom of 3 myself.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how females get more bash for having different fathers than men having kids with different mothers.
Ooh, that's an interesting situation. Okay,
It's
elaborate,
okay.
please.
They praise this men that have kids with multiple moms, but when it comes to a female, it's you're a hoe, you're this. Excuse my language again.
No, it's all right. No,
Bash.
be candid, man. This is the Angel of Words podcast. We're not here to judge.
And I'm not ashamed. I got 3 kids with 3 different men, and all my kids are 8 years apart. So clearly, I was not popping babies out of the blue. But if you did that, that's fine. Don't be ashamed either. And I felt like I needed to speak my truth, my story, And to this day, I still deal with a lot of trolls in my page, and I do not answer back. I just block and delete. Keep it moving, because one thing I learned, I don't know if you heard to this podcast, when people are bashing you,
we're gonna get to that. Don't worry, that's down the line. But continue,
bashing you, they're actually calling themselves that.
Yeah.
I've learned that.
Yeah. They're projecting.
Yes.
That's what they're doing. They're projecting. It's just a scientific fact.
They case building.
Yeah,
And
you
it's
know?
crazy, but yeah, I felt like I needed, no mom should be ashamed. Like, you got kids, hey, just be loud about it. Like, I got 3 kids with 3 men, and I'm not ashamed. And I was married twice. 2 of my kids are born under marriage.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, to me, look, I haven't had, everybody always tells me, yo, dude, you should do dating because people are into that. I'm like, bro, I don't want to talk about something you can't control, something like, you know what I'm saying? If relationships don't work out, I mean, I would never stay in a relationship that's not beneficial to my psychology. I don't care how many kids I have, or, you know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it to myself. Because if I'm not mentally in a good space, I'm not going to force anyone else around me to be around me, because that's not going to work in anybody's favor. That's my advice. You don't have to take it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Obviously, but I don't like that emotional stress. I feel like that penetrates every part of your life, and it can be deteriorant to everything that you're trying to accomplish in your life.
Definitely.
So if I always tell people, if you're not happy in a situation, get out of it as soon as you can. And I've done podcasts about domestic violence, and have sent people to places to go get domestic violence counseling if that's a situation you're dealing with, or I've sent them to psychiatrists if they need to go speak to someone about like what they're going through, because I feel like you're never going to reach your potential as a human being if you're in a situation that you don't want to be in. So if you have three different situations with 3 different men, in terms of like children, I mean, it is what it is, that you and the man didn't get along at some point. And what are you supposed to do? Just stay there just because? Like, nah, I'm not with that wave, man. You know what I'm saying? I never have been. I don't think I'll ever will be. Now, getting back to the entrepreneurship, because I'm starting to notice that, man, like in this era right now that we're living in, Latinas and women overall in general are really going hard in terms of entrepreneurship. About 35% of women, of entrepreneurs overall in the Black and Latino community are women, and then 44% of women that are, of Latinos that are business owners, 44% of them are women. How do you feel about that when you hear a statistic such as that?
Amazing. Like, we doing it. We killing it out there. As a matter of fact, my shirt says a Latina
There you go.
CEO
We'll do a close-up on that, you know what I'm saying?
Love it. And believe it or not, the numbers are even higher. Like, most of them is network marketing.
Yeah.
Like, network marketing is killing it out there. It was an industry that we was closed-minded to, that nobody taught us, because society teaches us to go to school, go to college, get a job, work for 40 years, and then retire.
I did all 3 of those. And look at me now,
And then retire, and you didn't live your life. Like, that's what professors in colleges are teaching us. They're not teaching us the fundamentals of business to go out there and be an entrepreneur. They're teaching us how to go work for somebody else and be a slave for 40 years or whatever many years you work to retire. Like, I haven't had a corporate job in 10 years.
Wow, you're lucky. You're very lucky. It's crazy too, because that's going to be a theme of the podcast in season 2. I mean, unfortunately, to the corporations, but we've seen what's happened during the pandemic. People getting let go, no real, no contingency plans on the behalf of ownership, wanted to take advantage of the work of their workers and putting them in precarious situations without any protection, just to keep the economy flowing. And it's like, I feel like as a society, we got to figure the priority is just keeping us as humans the resource to make money healthy, or is it money? You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be some kind of balance.
I think with corporate, there's nothing wrong with having a corporate job.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna.
Because some people excel in that. So that's what some people are bred to do. Everybody's on different bandwidths, like
exactly.
I like to say.
Like, and if you want to have a side hustle, yes, keep your corporate job, do your side hustle, and when you're ready to walk and work on your passion, that's fine. I feel like corporate does focus on, let's make money. They got to survive. They got to pay bills too. The CEO needs to pay his rent or his mortgage, whatever it is, right? So, and it's a mixed situation, I think.
It's just not for you. It's not for everyone. If you
I can't have somebody tell me when I could have lunch, when I could go on vacation, or when can I leave on time to pick up my kids.
Interesting. Interesting, because I feel the same way. Like I've had a plethora of different jobs. Everybody's heard me talk about them throughout the podcast, and it's like, man, like that corporate situation, like it was different at the beginning, so I was open-minded to it when I started it, and I was working at great locations where I was doing great work within the community, especially when I was working at Rikers Island for those 4.5 years at the Department of Probation. I was working where kids get their birth and health certificates, and like people there, like there were kids going in there that didn't even know their names. Like they literally didn't have a name on their birth certificate. So it was good to be able to help them with that. But then you get placed behind a cubicle, and that's like jail. Yeah. Like I can't do that. And then when that happened, that's when everything went downhill. And I was like, yeah, nah, that's it. I'm done. Because just like I treat my relationships, my jobs, I treat them like that too. Like if I'm happy, I'm ghost. Have a nice day.
You have to enjoy what you're doing. If there's no purpose behind it, you're going to be miserable.
Yeah. And what do you have to say to those people out there that are feeling miserable right now?
Definitely sit back, journal, and speak to God. God will show you the answers, and you might be blinded to them, but He's going to put something in front of you that's going to give you the answer. And just go after your purpose. Take a leap of faith and go do it. What's the worst that could happen? That you tried and failed, or that you tried and succeeded?
Ooh. That's deep. There you go, man. You should put that on a t-shirt. Try and fail, ? Try and succeed, ! You know what I'm saying? There you go. I am Natalie. You got your next t-shirt for the for the website. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But Lady Natalie, I did dabble in your podcast. I gotta be honest. And I was captivated. I have worked, in the bar industry, in the restaurant industry, in the nightlife industry, I would say about 35 to 40% of the time. So yes, I have an affinity, some might even say an affliction, for people that work in that industry or who have worked in that industry. If you've never worked in that industry, you don't know what that life is about. At all whatsoever. You don't know about the trolling like we were just talking about. And now, we get to speak about that a little bit more. So I was listening to your podcast, right? And, you were a former exotic bartender, which I like to call them now. It sounds nice, So you were a former exotic bartender. You worked in the nightlife before, and I hear that in your podcast. You've been having a lot of issues with people trolling you, and because you have changed your career. Yeah. Like that's not allowed. Like, why can't I do this? Like, what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, nah. Could you tell us why it was important on your podcast to speak on that?
Because one, I was dealing with a lot of negativity. I've been doing network marketing for 4 years, and I never went live on Instagram.
Okay.
That was something that I couldn't overcome until finally I did. And when I started, that's when the negativity started happening. Oh. Negative comments, you're a scammer, you're like bad words, former stripper, ex-felon, and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't do no bad to nobody. But why? And then I started realizing, it's like if you're a drug addict and you recover, like, am I still going to penalize you for being a drug addict in the past? Like, people are entitled to change their life. It's what you do about it. If you stay in that situation, then it's your decision. But it's what you do about it that matters, that I change. And what I did, I found myself being a single mom when I had my second child. It was back in 2008, 2009 when recession happened. I don't remember. Okay. And I lost my job. I got laid off. And I was working at a good job. Bay Ridge Toyota, 11 hours a week, salary pay, commissions. Found the nightlife. I actually started as a shop girl. Then it transitioned to like, okay, you know what? I'm seeing these girls making money on that stage. What is going on? Yeah. And I'm only here working on Saturday nights trying to sell some shots.
But you were probably still making some chicken though, not for nothing.
Yes.
There's money everywhere. It all depends on what levels you want to take it to.
Exactly. So I was like, wait, what's going on in that stage? But the location that I was at was completely like topless, and I wasn't comfortable with that. Okay. So I ended up at a go-go place. Okay. And I loved it. I'm not showing anything. I'm just dancing in a bikini like normally girls would do no matter what, right?
Was it in New York? Yeah, because New York is low. New York is like 28th on the go-go dance gentlemen's club thing. Like, it's not crazy out here like it is in other places.
Unless you're in the city, then you're showing boobs.
Yeah.
But I was here in Queens, Mermaids.
Yeah.
I'm sure you probably heard of Mermaids.
Probably went to Mermaids. I'm sure I have. I have. I'm not gonna lie. I've been there. Yes.
So probably I saw you. I don't even know.
I've been there. You know.
So I was dancing there for I been working there, like even now I'm still in contact with the owner. I started dancing there, go-go dancing. Got arrested, got in trouble with the law. I couldn't work. The owner didn't allow me to work there because, he didn't want to bring problems to the club. And then I did bartending and
wow, so you got into some deep beef over there. Jesus Christ, that's horrible.
not over there, but outside.
But it traveled to you to the location, which was unfortunate.
Yes. And then I started bartending. I stopped the dancing because all the other clubs wanted you to kind of show boobs, and I was like, okay, I'm not cool with that. I'm so comfortable at Mermaids, which is go-go only. I started bartending all the clubs, and then in between I would dance. Yes, I ended up at Sue's one time, and back to Mermaids. That's basically where.
Well, I mean, in that industry, the girls are everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you work one night, one place, you go to another spot. All depends on the promoters that you like, worked, so.
All of that. So, and then I stopped dancing when I met my husband. He was like, he met me dancing, and then,
which is one thing too, like, dudes, if you meet your girl dancing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to stop being a podcaster because I fall in love. FYI to anybody that falls in love with me, like, it's not going to happen. It's just going to get worse, to be honest with you. This is just the starting point. You know?
Love it. I mean, I chose to stop dancing because we got engaged. I was like, all right, but I'm still got to make my money.
Yeah,
so
facts.
I kept bartending still. You still got to dress provocative, and, that's how bartenders it is now.
Yeah.
Then I had my baby. I got pregnant, stayed home, and then I went back to bartending again after the baby.
Yeah.
And then, it was just okay. I was getting tired. My kids were getting tired of me, getting home late, and it hit me one night when I told my oldest daughter, who's gonna be 20 now, "Mommy's going to work. Pray that mommy makes money tonight." And she was like, "No, I pray that you make it home safe."
Wow.
I was like, what am I doing to my kids? That's when it hit me.
Man, your daughter's going to go somewhere in life, man. She's introspective. That's such a profound statement to make to your mother. How old was she when she told you that?
I think she was 16.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yes. Man. And I was like, wow, what am I doing to my kids? I'm thinking I'm going out there and making all the money for them and coming home and giving them everything they want materialistic, but they were missing on their mother, really.
Yeah.
And then, one thing, I almost lost my marriage. I had to make a decision. I was working into clubs. I stopped one club, continued with Mermaids. Then pandemic hit. And then I just been home. And there's times I do miss it, but there's times I'm like, okay, I'm good here. And with the trolls, they're just like, they feel like you can't change your life.
Yeah.
Like, what's so wrong about being a former dancer / stripper, whatever you want to call it?
Yeah.
Like, people have their reasons to do their things. What's wrong with being an exotic bartender, how you call it? Like, what's wrong with that? It's still money you're making. You're not scamming on nobody. You're not stealing from nobody. You out there providing a service to get paid. You're providing smiles, drinks, and and holding conversations with people that probably just want to have a conversation with you because they can't do it at home or whatever.
Well, I mean, I have a whole theory on this situation, especially now. I honestly feel like these places are an important part of America, to be completely honest with you, especially in the, with all the political correctness that you have to have going on right now. There's a lot of men that have not been able to adjust to that situation and probably will never be able, and women as well, that will never be able to adjust to that, to the way you have to act. You know what I'm saying? Now with the new laws and all the movements that have gone on for women's rights, this is a whole different situation. Like, this is a place where, like, if you're socially awkward and you just you want to interact with women, you know what I'm saying, you could go there and at least enjoy yourself, obviously within the borders of the rules. But some people don't have game, and some people just they just want to live in a fantasy world for a couple of nights, like and it helps them probably not go out there and commit mass shootings. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have so many theories on this. Like, you girls provide a service that I don't think is even tangibly, statistically, you're gonna be able to really write down or like manage those statistics of these crazy things that could happen if like these places didn't work. And I always tell people, I don't know how you feel about this, and I'm gonna ask you this question. It's a legal job, being an exotic dancer, exotic bartender, being in that nightlife world. This is all within the parameters of the rules.
And you pay tax.
Exactly, and you pay taxes. Some people don't like being behind a cubicle and working 9 to 5. Some people just don't like to do that. And some people are comfortable being in a sexual atmosphere. Like, maybe that's where they thrive. So who are we to judge what you do? Because you could be sleeping around with 30 men and be working behind a cubicle. Just because you're working at these locations doesn't make you a promiscuous person.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't know.
Love that.
I just have a lot of
Drop
homegirls that, what I'm saying, that have been in the game, and I've hung out with them a lot. So, yeah. So,
and honestly,
how do you feel about that?
Drop the mic. Like, some of us are just working to feed our kids or pay college and pay rent and help our parents. And some of them, we're having fun too. Yeah. But we're not hurting out there nobody. And I do get a lot of trolls of like, how can I trust you as a female stripper? Like, what?
What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? That's what I always ask.
Exactly. Like, oh, you an ex-felon. That's a crime. What? Do you even know why I got locked up? Like, what? Wow. Did I kill somebody?
Well, just so you feel comfortable, you're not the first ex-felon that I've had here on the Angel of Words podcast, especially in season 2, so don't worry.
Yeah. So, I deal with a lot of that, and it was getting in my head.
Yeah.
I was feeling down. I was crying, but like, asking God, why? And I took a lot of like healing, like, I need to journal about this. I need to speak about it because I'm tired of it. And even to this, not too long ago, somebody commented like, you're the devil because you was an ex-stripper, ex-con, and I don't know what else they said. I was like, oh my God, how can I be the devil? Like, what's wrong? But you just gotta block it and keep going.
But you make a very valid point on your podcast. You say that people need lovers, haters, and naysayers. Could you break that down for us? Let people know after you break it down what episode they can catch that on.
Oh my God, I think it was episode 5. Okay. Yes, episode 5. We need lovers, haters, and naysayers. So the haters are the people that are going to give you free promotion without even knowing it. And it's okay. And I learned that through the process, that those people that are just putting negative stuff in my page and they're hating on me, they're just boosting my algorithm. One, they're just making people curious to like, what is Lady Natalie about? They're just sending audience to me. So it's okay. We need that. And that's a good push to go harder and prove them wrong. And the naysayers is usually your family. Not gonna, they're like, oh, you could be doing this so much better. Or why are you doing that? But it's okay. Like, they support you, but they're just...
Like, you should get a real job.
Exactly.
Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, exactly. And then the lovers,
Does that ever get annoying?
I'm gonna just say this, and I've said this many times. Like, I've been doing network marketing 4 years. Not one family member of mine has bought anything.
Wow.
That doesn't define my success. Those are the naysayers.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you. And then we need the lovers, like your besties.
So that never gets under your skin at all? I mean, how do you feel personally about that?
It does sometimes. And it's like, wow, like I've supported I support everyone, and I had a family member who had her own business and stuff, and I was like the first one, like, yeah, I'm supporting everything, buying everything, sharing it with everyone. And when it came to me, I was not getting the same, and there was times where I was putting myself down, and I'd be like, why is my family like that? And I had to overcome it, because for that one person, there's millions for that me. So.
And how does it feel when you get that support, man? When you get people telling you thank you, that you don't even know, you probably will never meet in your life personally?
It feels amazing. It feels like I am living my purpose, that I am putting something out there that God put in my heart to do. And, and this is it, to help others. I've always wanted to help others. It's crazy that every job that I've had, even in the nightlife, is helping other people emotionally, mentally, everything. From working in clinics, from working even at Toyota, I was helping people with their car. So it's always helping others, and I love it.
And I also loved on your podcast because you said something that was really poignant, actually, and I actually did myself. Write down a list of the 5 people that are on your side. Why do you feel people should do that?
You are the 5 people you surround yourself with.
Okay.
The 5 people you talk to every day. The 5 people that you listen to. And if you are around negativity, people that are toxic, you're going to become toxic. Your dreams, your mind is going to block all your blessings.
That's a great saying. So, was it hard for you to find 5 people as you were transitioning? Because I'll be honest, I don't even think I have 5 people.
I do have my 5. Transitioning from the nightlife to where I'm at now, I did cut off everyone. Mm-hmm. At one point, and and I built relationships back with a few people, but yeah, I've kept like my friends and my business partners are like more than my 5 people.
Now, you also said something extremely profound. You said you got to choose the type of friend you are. Like, look within yourself. I'm like, wow.
Yes,
and I'm like, yo, I'll be honest with you, folks. These podcasts aren't even that long. Like, I was just, on the train. I'm like, damn, like, I want to listen to more. Like,
I know what podcast
you was really,
was.
I was like, wow, this is kind of like, damn, like, what kind of friend am I really? You know what I mean?
You're the friend that's going to give her a cup of water, or you're going to pull out the chair.
Yeah, no, and so elaborate on that and why you felt like the need to get into people's psychology in that fashion.
College, by the way, and I did study psychology. The type of friend that you are the one that's going to pull out the cup of water or pull out the chair when things go wrong? Like, are you the friend? Yeah, all your friends, you're going to go to your friends and talk to them and listen to them. But who's the friend that's really going to give you that cup of water, be like, you know what, shake it off and let's keep it moving? Because I know I got a best friend like that does that to me.
Yeah.
And then there's the friends that be like, oh, no, girl, let's sit down and talk and talk to you about all the negativity that she knew was going to happen. Like, what? Like make them marathon. Those are running and females, they're not pulling on a chair to sit down and catch a rest because they're tired. No, like, here's your water. Keep going and keep running after your goals. There is a finish line you need to get to. It's not time to rest because you're tired, because you're feeling down, because you want to cry. No, it's actually you need to keep going and make it to the finish line.
When I was listening to that, it actually gave me goosebumps. You saying it right now, I'm getting goosebumps because, I lived in front of the marathon, like literally, like my building was on the route of the marathon my whole life growing up back in the days, in Harlem. And I'm like, yo, like, keep going. And I'm like, man, like, but sometimes when you start doing things on your own and start trying to spread your wings, you don't get that level of help or of satisfaction from people that are even close to you. It's
sad but true.
It's insane.
Mm-hmm. Very sad but true.
Wow.
They just want to sit down and discuss and everything that they knew was going to go wrong and no. Yeah. Like, I know my team tells me I'm not cold-hearted. It's just I deal with things differently. Like, pandemic hit, I lost 2 family members. My son got hit by a car, and I still kept working my business every single day. That didn't stop me.
Wow. That's some fortitude, girl. Jesus Christ. How were you able to... Where did you find the fortitude for that energy?
Life happens every single day. Like, so now putting it as an example comparing it to something else. If my son got hit, am I gonna call Con Edison and be like, yo, can you stop building my light because my son just got hit and I'm dealing with life? No.
Wow.
Con Edison is still gonna be charging you those meters or watts that you're using.
They're still gonna run 24/7, baby.
Exactly. So why? And it's crazy.
We're talking to the host of the Lady Natalie podcast and the brand I Am Lady Natalie, Miss Natalie here, dropping some jewels, some knowledge on us, you know what I'm saying, about the life. Now, we worked in the nightlife. Like, did you ever, because, you know, it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate situation that's happening all across the world. There's 29 million people being humanly trafficked, which is essentially modern day slavery. And about 90 million, 9% of them are females, you know, being trafficked for, you know, sexual purposes or, you know, free labor. Like, have you ever encountered that in the nightlife? And, like, you know, what do you have to say to those women out there that are battling with that?
In the nightlife, I was called a bitch. Because not in a bad way, but like, damn, Natalie's a bitch, don't mess with her.
Yeah.
Dealing with that when it comes to like sexual favors and things like that, you just gotta set your boundaries. Like, I used to have girls in my life like that tell me, like, how do you have a man and all these men are still your friend? I'm like, keep it real. I'm here to offer you a friendship. I'm not here to do anything else. Like, I'm here to have fun. We could have drinks. You want to rub on my toes? You could rub on my toes. But at the end of 4 o'clock comes in, peace. You want to take me to eat? We could have breakfast, but I'm going home to my kids because I came here to work. I remember to this day, people used to tip me, let's say $1 or $2. And I used to be like, no. I came here to work to feed my kids. $2 is not going to buy me a gallon of milk. I need minimum $5. That's it.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
The
I'm here
hustle
for my
life,
kids.
man, you know?
And there is the girls that do fall for it.
Yeah.
And it's sad. And it has messed up the game because girls would do things for $100 when $100 I'll be like, can't make that sitting down just next to you. What are you having to do anything?
Yeah.
You know? And it's just direction. I think they needed someone to direct them, and some men take advantage. They could seek out the weak ones, and who's gonna fall for it. And it's sad.
And what advice would you have to give to that girl that feels like she's in a situation where she has to, you know, I guess do something that she's not comfortable doing in that situation?
We're like, girl, go shake your ass more. It's not worth it. There's going to be another guy sitting there. The quiet ones are the ones that got it. Go smile with him. Yeah. You don't need to go. You don't need to. I used to take girls under my wing, and it was just
What was that like, taking girls under your wing? Were you like the den mother at some point? Like, were you...
We probably all did things, including myself. I'm not going to say I'm sitting here like an angel and like I didn't do anything. There was times where I wanted to have fun too, but not $100 fun. Like that, I could do that sitting next to you.
Well, maybe not sitting next to me.
Not to you. But just, you know, keep in mind your goal, like what you came in there for. Yeah. Like, you know, money comes like water, and if you do everything one day, they're not going to come back again and keep giving you money, and it's not worth it. Look back, like...
Well, you essentially kind of stop providing the service, if you will, you know, the illusion service, like, you know, because you want to build a friendship. You don't want to build like a proprietorship situation. You know what I'm saying?
And to this day, I'm not even in the game. Yeah. And I still have, like, if I go back to the game to bartend, I'll still have my loyal customers show up.
Really?
Yeah.
You just do a post and they all come flocking to the spot.
I'm going to be working tonight.
I haven't made a margarita like in 2.5 years,
but
man.
It's okay. You're going to drink however I make it.
I do miss it sometimes. I'm not going to lie, man. Honestly, man, it's crazy. Well, Natalie, you know, we've reached a point in the podcast where it's time to play 5 Words with Angel. Now, on 5 Words with Angel, Natalie, I'm going to give you a word or a phrase, and you're going to give me the first word or phrase or thought that comes to your head. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. The first word is curly hair. Well, that's a phrase. The first phrase is curly hair.
Me chopping off my hair during pandemic.
All right. That makes perfect sense, man. So I had to do the same. Now, the second is a question, right? The most annoying drink you ever had to make during a rush.
Long Island iced tea.
A Long Island iced tea.
Dude,
God.
just get a vodka and cranberry. Leave me alone.
No, man, it's gonna hit you the same. Trust me, man. Like, God, you drink too many Long Islands, you might not walk out of here and be able to drive your car. Like, hello.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a drink you get unless you're gonna have one all night. Like,
Yes.
for real. Cause that's like a stealth bomber, bro. That shit'll creep up on you for no reason. All right. The next word is coffee.
Fat burning coffee.
Fat burning coffee. What's it called? The fat burning coffee.
Keto coffee.
Keto coffee?
Keto.
Keto coffee? So it's keto friendly?
Yes.
What the hell's up with that keto situation, man? Could you elaborate on that before we move on to word number 4?
So the keto coffee, it is a fat burning coffee. It is the one the keto one is a thicker consistency, so it's more like a meal replacement, boosts your energy, curbs your appetite, has MCT oil, has collagen, and it tastes amazing.
Ooh, there you go. The breakdown. the next word is bartender.
Have fun and make money.
Have fun and make money, baby. There you go. And the last one is a curveball. What do you think about when you think about I am Lady Natalie?
I am that bitch.
Hey. The confidence is just exuding from my right-hand side, you know? I hope I get some of that glow over here, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, now, Lady Natalie, what would you have to say to people that are trying to change careers and whatever they're coming from? Because we've spoken about doing things and being uncomfortable doing things in certain jobs or whatever, but that's any job. I've done uncomfortable things when I worked in my corporate jobs, things that were unethical. You know what I'm saying? That I didn't feel right doing it. That's not particular to any one particular job. So what would you have to say to anyone that's not happy in their career and wants to move forward and shift gears into a new life, but is scared to take that leap of faith?
Wow. This reminded me about a book I read.
What book?
You can hard things. When we're so stuck in our ways of being in that corporate job or, scared to take that leap of faith that we put our dreams in a little box. It's like the stovetop, there's 4 burners. You always use most likely the 2 front ones. And there's that back corner one that you never use. That's where you put all your dreams and goals. Go open that box, turn on that stovetop, turn that burner, and go after them. Open it up and go. Take a leap of faith and do it. That's what I would tell everyone.
Nice. So what would you tell the mothers out there that are like, oh, I'm too busy. I can't do this. I can't do that. You have 3 children and you're doing all these things. You're doing more than me and I have 0 children. So I'm like,
we all have the same 24 hours. It's just how bad do you want it? We constantly complain and pray to God to change our situation. And then when God gives the opportunity, you don't do nothing about it. So go for it. One thing also I've learned, and I told my team recently, we all praying to be working from home, have more time with our kids, and be able to do more things with our family. That when we do start working from home, we focus so much on the business that we forget what we ask God for. And then we neglect our kids in our home because we think just because we are home, we're giving them the time. No, we're not. We're like, they could be talking to you, you're like, yeah, just do whatever you want. I'm still working. And we'll spend all the whole time working. And you need to remember what you pray for to give you that priority. And my priority was to work from home so I could be more with my kids. And I was guilty of that, working constantly 24/7 and not giving my kids that time. So remember what you pray for. And God gave it to you, now use it because God will take it away. You're not going to be successful if you're not remembering the priority that you asked for, which was to spend more time with your kids.
And do you think prioritizing what's important to you is the most important step into moving forward with a new life?
Yes, and God will bless you that way, and you will see the success.
Because I feel like sometimes people don't know what to prioritize, and that's like letting go of friends that are no good for you and negative, like things that you all talk about on your podcast, which I love. I think I listened to that almost every episode, right, back to back, because I thought you were funny. And another thing I realized, I didn't know. Are you from Queens?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't realize that Queens had a particular accent, because you're not the only girl that I met from Queens that has that that talks the way you do. And I'm like, damn, Queens does have a particular accent. There's people from Harlem or people from Brooklyn. And I'm like, you're like the queen of Queens. You know what I mean, with the podcast. It was pretty fire. And but what would you? Why would you let what would you say to tell people to listen to your podcast? Like, pitch your podcast right now, because I really think that if you want to hear something cool and quick and funny, that, and you're a female and you're dealing with female issues, you know what I'm saying? Like, you may want to listen to this on the run while you wherever you at.
If you're feeling down or needing that daily motivation to know that you are worthy of more and to find your purpose, listen to it. I'm not sure if I spoke in one of my podcasts or one of my lives, when Apple comes out with a phone, right? It has a purpose, this phone already. Before they put that stamp of the Apple, this phone already had a purpose. So when you are created, like before you even got created and God knew you was about to get created and they gave you your name, God knew your purpose. You just need to find it. And that's it. Find your purpose.
Wow. I don't know. I know that editing this podcast, I'm going to have a lot to think about. Now, Natalie, on top of pitching everything else, let us know where people can find you before we end the podcast. Let us know everything about the I Am Natalie brand. Leave the comments too in the comment section if you want to reach out there, if you want to find her. You know what I'm saying? Also reach out, let us know your YouTube channel, all that stuff, man.
So everything is universal. I am Lady Natalie.
All right.
I figured, like, if you're going to find me, I'm going to have my name on everything. So my main Instagram is I am Lady Natalie. My brand Instagram is I am by Lady Natalie. My podcast, the I am Lady Natalie podcast. TikTok, everything is I am Lady Natalie. My website is IamLadyNatalie.com.
Well, Lady Natalie, it was a pleasure having you here on the podcast.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you for dropping your knowledge, being so candid with us here. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
It was an honor. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, everyone. That was I Am Lady Natalie, host of the Lady Natalie podcast. And don't forget, subscribe on the YouTube channel, Angel of Words Entertainment. Visit the site, cop the merch, and get all the exclusive content, including Words Behind Angel and 40 Years in Single at www.aowent.com. Also, if you want to leave a donation to the Angel of Words podcast, it is Cash App AOWNYC. Natalie, reach right over there because we got something for you before we end the podcast. There you go. We got the vintage fall line, because that's how you got to do it with fashion. That's the fall vintage Angel of Words hoodie. We taking it back. That's for Lady Natalie. Thank you for joining us here on the podcast. If you can, wear it on your Instagram.
Yes,
and promote the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Yes, that's our vintage line for the fall next year. Well, not fall this year, but later on this year. The AOW, you're going to be able to find that at AOWENT as well. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll talk to you later.